So I'm going to do an update on our hatch. I don't know if you saw the last video, but I had several chicks that were a bit shrink wrapped into their shells, and I've had to help them out of their shells. This is a big no-no during lockdown. You want to not open at all and keep your humidity high. But I had one pipping out a little early and didn't realize it until I had already opened up, and it just kept going down the line with a bunch of domino reactions. So I wanted to show you kind of what I do to help manage if this becomes a problem. See, this guy right here had started to pip out. It didn't seem like it was going to progress, and I just pulled enough around its face to kind of see what was going on with the membrane. I don't know if you can see that white on the edge of the shell that's been removed. That membrane should be see-through, but the air and the lower humidity hitting it caused it to turn, and that makes it kind of leathery and hard for them to break through. So what I have been doing, and it's been fine for all of these guys, is just to help them have enough where you can see the face is clear. That's the little beak there in the middle, and the wing is kind of covering its face, and just to allow them to breathe and to give them a chance to sit there, to absorb the yolk sac, for all the blood flow to go into the chick in preparation for hatching. And then if a couple of them I have needed to kind of set them free. The inside of the egg is still pretty gooey, and they're able to free themselves a lot of the time. But if they can't, let's say that their leg kind of gets stuck where it has dried out from the low humidity, and they can't free that leg to kind of push the shell off of them. Well, then, you just help pull back a little bit more of the shell, a little bit more of the membrane, and just try to facilitate them doing what they would have done on their own had there not been a change in the atmospheric conditions. So there's a little blood you can see there. That's fairly normal. And I lost one chick because I didn't intervene, and I know that's considered to be a big no-no, but after losing that one, I felt the need to not let that happen again. And I had 13 trying to come out at about the same time, and I just kind of imagine losing all of them if I didn't do something. So I've tried to be do as little intervention as possible, but not sit by and let another one die because, maybe I could have helped it. So if you're in this situation and for some reason you have to get in there and help them, do it. Just be smart about it. Just do piecemeal and just do enough to help them break through that part that they're just not going to be able to manage if that membrane turns white like this one has. And this one's looking good. They're all looking healthy. They're all moving around. I've quickly pulled out the old shells as I helped this one. Then I would clear out old shells. I've heard of stories of where a shell from a hatched chick would end up on top of where another one was trying to pip out, and it would suffocate them. So I check on these guys a lot, and I'm trying to do my best to keep them going. The rest of them are looking good. They're drying out. They're napping. There's my little sleeper. And I actually turned my temperature down. I don't know if you can, here we go. You can see I put the temperature down a degree from 38.5 Celsius to 37.5. Humidity's a little higher than I would want because some of them looked like they were panting. And also, if you look at this number, 148 right there, I figured out today what in the world that means. It is not how many hours until it switches over to the next day, because when you turn it on, it starts counting the days for you, but it counts them 24 hours. And so like you put the eggs in the incubator at 7 at night, it starts counting that from day one. So the day 2 will be 7 at night the next night. But anyway, this is when the egg turner with the little egg next to it, the 148, that's how many hours and minutes, an hour and 48 minutes until the eggs turn when the egg turner is in place. So in another hour and 48 minutes, if the egg turners were still installed, they would then rotate the eggs from left to right or right to left, the way a mother hen would. So every 2 hours it turns them. And so I was confused as to what that number means, and now I can share that with you. That's the egg turner timer. So anyway, here we go. Everything's looking good. And I think I'm going to move all these guys into the brooder after this one comes forth, because I don't see any more pips on the rest of these guys. That'll be like round 2.